I wanted to thank Rabbi Binyamin Schonblum for giving me this unique opportunity to being able to enlighten yourselves with a short message. Rabbi Schonblum's tireless efforts and work that he does for mentor missions gives myself a chizuk to become as close as possible to this organization and trying to help out other Yiddish neshamas to be able to get them to come closer to Yiddishkeit. With the Yom Tov of Shavuos rapidly approaching, I think it would be nice to grasp an important inyan from one of the most basic things that we celebrate Shavuos for. Pirkei Avos starts off with the words Moshe Kibel Torah B'Sinai, and it goes on to say that Moshe gave it to Yoshua, Yoshua gave it to the Zekanim, and the Zekanim gave it to the Nevi'im to the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, and so forth. So it's a little odd why Pirkei Avos decided to give us a bit of a history lesson and a timeline. Why didn't he just say Moshe received the Torah and start talking about the inyanim from the Torah? How come it has to go through a basic history lesson of what Moshe did and he gave it to him, he gave it to him? What's the whole point of that? I want to just say a true story here that happened. There was once a person who, his father was a very wealthy individual. Very wealthy, one of the wealthiest people in the city. And one day the father never passed away. And all of a sudden, the whole business went to the son, even though he had no experience in the business. And unfortunately, the son ran it to the ground. He didn't know how to run it, and he wasn't involved. He didn't have experience, and he tried his heart out, but it didn't work out. Until one day, he basically had to close up the business. And he was mamish about to close the business, and then he got a knock at the door. There was a guy standing there. The guy had a $50,000 check. The guy had a $50,000 check. And he said, "Here, this is for you." And the son said, what is this for? And he goes, "I want to tell you, about 20 years ago, I had my own business, and it was about to close. And your father came over to me, who was one of the wealthiest people, and he gave me $50,000 to revive my business. He didn't loan it to me. He gave it to me. He said, I hope you can use this. It was basically a tzedakah. And I was able to revive my business. And from what I heard, you're going through the same unfortunate situation. So here's $50,000. So Baruch Hashem, the guy took the money and he started up his business, and it became so good. And after a while, he had a lot more than enough to pay back this gentleman. So he goes back to the gentleman and he goes, "Here's your $50,000 back." The guy said, "No, I don't want the $50,000 back. You really could, you should give it to someone else in need." So basically what we can learn from this mice is sort of a cliche Indian of pay it forward. That it's much deeper than pay it forward, of course. And that's really where mentor missions comes in, is the fact that we received so much, basically started from when Hashem gave us the Torah and Har Sinai. And Moshe gave it over to Yoshua and so forth and so forth. That's pretty much why the Pirkei Avos started that. It was trying to teach us that don't just keep it for yourself, and you have to give over. You have to give over what you have, and that's really where mentor missions comes in. Where mentor missions, whatever we have to try to give over to our fellow Yidden. And with that being said, we hope that you'll be able to join mentor missions on its coming trip extravaganza to Eretz Yisrael on July 2nd to July 7th. We hope you'll be able to join us there, and you'll be able to mekayim what Moshe Rabbeinu did by Har Sinai, and after that, where he gave over the Torah to other Yidden, and he didn't just keep it for himself. Thank you.